Yo, what's going on guys? I'm Entity Maze. Towards the end of every Pokemon anime series, we receive an arc where our main protagonist Ketchum battles his way through a regional Pokemon league, which is always so exciting due to the battles we witness. However, recently in episode 115 of the Sun and Moon series, in which Kukui announced he's bored in a league, he also announced that anybody can enter it. Trainers don't have to defeat all the Grand Trials, a single Grand Trial, or even own a Z-Ring. They can just enter. Ash's classmates and even some other characters already confirming they are going to enter because of this. So, because of this very unexpected twist, many Pokemon anime fans are wondering how the Alola League will go. Which in today's video, I am hoping to show you what I believe will happen in each round. This being my Alola League predictions. However, it should also be stated that this is actually part 2 of my Alola League predictions. In part 1, I focused on what other possible characters could enter this league, which will play a major role in this video, whereas for today's part, I will be focusing on episode 1 to episode 4 of this league. So if you haven't watched part 1 yet, then I suggest you do. Link will be in the description, iCard, and end card. Though, at the end of the day, it's of course your decision to make whether you want to watch it or not. Before we begin this part though, please bear in mind that these predictions will be based on my personal opinions, so I'd like you to respect mine, and I shall respect yours in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your personal predictions. Alright, with that said, let's not waste any more time, and jump right into these predictions. So before I go over how I feel the first 4 episodes of this league will go, I've got to predict how many episodes there will be in total. So the highest amount of episodes we've ever gotten for a league has been 8 episodes in the Diamond and Pearl series, while the rest of the leagues have lasted 7 episodes, apart from the Black and White series, which had the lowest amount with 6 episodes. So you would assume that the Alola League could likely last 7 episodes, due to that being the average. However, with the amount of characters that are confirmed to enter, and even the ones I introduced in the previous video, I believe this league will have the highest total, 8 episodes. Now sure, there is always a possibility that this league could have more than 8 episodes, it creating the longest league arc yet. However, the Sun and Moon series as a whole still has quite a bit of stuff to go over, such as development episodes for both humans and Pokemon, rival return episodes, Katana's debut, a possible team score arc, a possible return of Necrozma and Ultra Beast because of recent merch and promotional material, inedible slice of life episodes, and, of course, the Pokemon School graduation towards the end, along with saying goodbye to every character in this series, before we move on to the Sword and Shield saga, which Sword and Shield is actually bound to come out in October or November, leaving around 26 episodes left of this series, which does not account for any breaks. So, realistically, this league cannot last more than 10 episodes at least. Though, to play it safe for this video, I'm going with the 8 episodes. Alright, with out of the way though, let's dive into the first episode. Alright, introducing episode 1, an opening ceremony hosted by Professor Kukui, Lusamine, and the Kahunas will commence, where they reveal that 128 people will be competing in this league, 44 of which we already know, leaving 7 rounds in total. Whilst as you can guess, each episode will only focus on Ash and his classmates' battles, nobody else's apart from a quick second's glance at time to time, to show the progress of the tournament. Each of the known characters shown on the scoreboard screen would be Ash's and his classmates' first reaction to the rest of the characters competing, apart from Misty and Brock, who would have returned in the previous episode and told our gang that they would be competing in the league. After this reveal of each character competing though, the computer would then randomly pair up opponents for the first round of the league, consisting of 1v1 battles, which we would then jump right into those battles after this reveal. Which this computer would actually reveal that Lilie, Lana and Sophocles would be battling randomers, whilst Mallow would be battling Nina, Kyori battling Byron, and Ash battling Jessie. The reason why I believe Ash and Kyori will be facing strong and known opponents straight away though, is so that the anime can show you that this league will be very tough just from the first episode alone, whilst also getting hype for the upcoming episodes due to the excitement they would showcase within this episode. Now sure, as you can already guess, Ash would win against Jessie, leaving her being wasted. However, when we take a good look at every single character competing in this league, there's a lot of characters you can guess that Ash will battle, one of them including Jessie because of Mimikyu and its rivalry against Pikachu. Yet, Jessie definitely does not hold as much weight as the other characters, which is why I believe she'll be battling Ash in round 1. And again for the reason I stated of getting you hype in episode 1 alone. Malo's reasoning for battling Nina though is because the two simply fit a battle very well, due to their goals being kind of similar, whilst also giving us the excuse to see the Psychanium Seed from Nina if Malo doesn't have it for herself, seeming as Nina owns a Psychic type Pokemon, that being Alola and Raichu. Plus, although we've seen Father more in the anime who has a Psychic team, I feel like Azirian would fit this character more as opposed to him. And yes, that sounds weird, but it's just how I see things going. But with those reasonings for each battle now stated, let's continue on with this episode. The episode would firstly show us Kiori vs Byron, this being the first battle of the league overall. Byron using his Electivire, whilst Kiori decides to use his Marowak to show him that he's still developed after the last time he battled against him. The battle will be the usual action we're used to seeing, but eventually, after Byron gets an upper hand surprisingly, Kiori would decide to use his Inferno Overdrive. However, this time around, Byron would have found a way to dodge this Z move, which would surprise Kiori, but Kiori would then get the upper hand again and win against Byron, showing the audience as well that you don't always need a Z move to win a battle. After this, we would then witness Lilie's, Sophocles, and Lana's battle against their random trainers for a good 3 minutes or so, winning their matches. While after that, we then get a quick 10-second glance of each other known character advancing in the league in one of those kind of vision screenshots, making Ash's battle against Jessie and Malo's against Nina be the final battles of the day. Though Ash and Jessie's battle will be the final battle for this episode, in which, of course, Jessie would use her Mimikyu while Ash decides to use his Pikachu. Though, unlike their last proper battle in the abandoned shopping center, Ash's and Pikachu's exclusive Z Crystal wouldn't appear. But rather, after a cleverly crafted out plan, Ash would have got Mimikyu in a bit of a pickle, while he then finishes it off using Corkscrew Crash, as it's super effective against Mimikyu. Which this might even be the first time Team Rocket see Ash own the Z Crystal and Z move. Ash then winning the battle, leaving a very frustrated Jessie. The episode then ending off with a reminder that there's one battle left for the day, which is Malo's, and will be showcased within the next episode. This overall making a pretty hype-inducing start to this first episode. Like bro, after seeing the last Pikachu vs Mimikyu battle, you know that this one in the league will be so thrilling. Jumping into the second episode now, a recap of the previous episode events will play, and we then get to watch that Malo vs Nina battle. Malo using her Serena, while Nina uses her Alola and Raichu. And after a bit of a struggle, Malo will come out victorious, earning her first win in the league and already started to feel like a stronger trainer as opposed to before, due to already defeating a pretty tough opponent. Once the battlefield is clear, Kukui and the computer would then reveal who will be battling who in round 2. 1v1 battles again, which Kiori would be battling against a randomer, while Lana would be battling Ida, Sophocles battling Meltan, Lilie battling Malo, and Ash battling against Guzma. The logic why I believe the next one would be 1v1 battles again though, is because after taking a look at everybody's Pokemon team, most of them only have 1 to 2 Pokemon, so the league should follow that format as well, whilst 1v1 battles also last approximately 4 to 6 minutes, which with the amount of characters in this league, you would need to use that format the most. Not to forget that 3v3 battles usually last 15 minutes as well, a majority of the episode. Though once the characters with only 1 to 2 Pokemon get eliminated, I do believe we will get to watch 3v3 battles in later rounds, and maybe even one 6v6 battle. Remember, this league could not possibly go over 10 episodes as well, due to the remaining plot points Sun and Moon has to go over. So this is definitely the only way things could work out realistically, in my opinion. These first 1v1 battles essentially acting like any of those black and white tournament arcs. Anyway, with that now expressed, let's continue on with this episode. So after the reveal of who would be battling who for round 2's battles, Our main characters will then celebrate each other's first victory in the league by eating some food made by Brock at the hotel the league has. Whilst Lilie and Malo at this moment in time will be wishing each other luck and state they mean no ill-witted intentions when either one of them wins against the other. Moving into the second day of the league now, it will begin with us watching some of the side characters and Kiyoe win their battles for a few minutes. But once this is over, we would then move on to Lana battling against Ida. Which my judgment for why Lana would be battling against Ida is just for one simple reason. Because the writers would want to showcase a teacher versus mentor battle, with the mentor finally coming out on top. I can imagine Ida would be using her Primarina, while Lana also uses her Primarina, if she has one at that moment in time. If not, Brion. But yeah, like I suggested, Lana would win this battle, in which Ida would then even inform her that with this growth, she's also one step closer to completing her goal of wanting to explore the sea in a bubble, which makes our girl happy to hear this. Followed up right after this battle, we would then watch Ash have his battle against Guzma. The anime saved the best battle in this round for the last part of this second episode. Which why Ash and Guzma are even paired up in the first place is because they are rivals. And very similar to Jesse's case, Ash has better rivals to face in later rounds, hence why Guzma is this early on within the league. Guzma would decide to use his Gliscopod here, while Ash would decide to use his Rowlet. And yes, a Rowlet. It ain't evolving with that Everstone being around. Why Ash would have decided to use Rowlet though, is because its flying type moves would be super effective against the Pokemon, whilst its grass type moves would be neutral damage. Though, if Ash hasn't beaten Guzma up to this point, I can see him using Pikachu instead. So that way, Pikachu can finally get its revenge on this Pokemon for the hard times it's put it through. But regardless of whatever Pokemon Ash uses, he would win against Guzma. This showing Guzma that his previous actions of claiming that he's the strongest trainer in Alola was very egotistical and narcissistic, as clearly there's better trainers out there and he still has a lot more to learn. Admiring our boy Ash a lot here, and even wishing him luck for the next battle. Aww. This episode though would then end up with us getting to watch more random battles for a few seconds, whilst the narrator reminds us of the other two battles we are yet to witness in this round, which is Sophocles vs Meltan and Lilie vs Malo. Opening up that third episode, it will begin with that Sophocles vs Meltan battle. And the justification behind this battle is because I suspect that the anime will have wanted to put the Elite Four members from the games in this league, but also wants to have a family member battle, which of course Sophocles and Meltan are cousins. Not only that though, but Meltan could give development to Sophocles in return. The Pokemon both our characters would use in this battle though would be Togedemaru and Metagross. Metagross and Meltan coming on top however, which Sophocles will be disappointed by this loss at first. However, he will become happy to know he's learnt more regarding different Pokemon and even got to battle somebody close to him. Talking about battling people you are close with, we'll then next receive the Lilie vs Malo battle. And to get into my defense for why I suspect this battle will happen, that is because I vision two classmates at least battling each other for this league. Much like how one of Ash's rivals usually battles another of his rivals in the leagues. Which the only two classmates I could really see fit in this theme was Malo and Lilie. Within this battle, both of them would use their partner Pokemon, and despite Malo having a disadvantage in types, she would give Lilie a run for her money, or in this case, a top spot in the league. However, eventually, I could see Lilie ending up prevail in this battle, because of her Z move most specifically. Not only that though, but I believe Snowy would be a Ninetales at this point of this series. Snowy finally accepted the Ice Stone in an episode prior to the league, thanks to feeling more confident in its abilities, much like Lilie herself. Which of course, thanks to it now being evolved, it would be much more powerful as opposed to its first form. Now, although Malo will have lost the battle here, both of these trainers will have felt so much growth as opposed to the start of the series as well, which is the main theme this league wants to be exploring. So, that's good at least. After we get to witness the rest of the side characters finish off their battles for the day for a few seconds, Round 2 would come to an end with Kukui and the computer revealing who would be battling who for the third round of this league. Which Kiyoe would actually be battling against Brock, while Lana battles Misty, Lilie actually battling against Gladion, and Ash battling against the most anticipated Ilima. Something that's been hyped up ever since episode 65, yet will have not happened still before this next episode. These rounds, once again, being 1v1 battles, but the last of the 1v1 battles, yet nobody knew at that moment in time. Again, much like after round 1 ended though, our characters would celebrate each other's victory in the second round. And although Malo and Sophocles lost, they would still be cheerful and even promise their friends that they would cheer them on real hard for the next rounds. While Lana and Kiyowe expressed their excitement in getting to battle the Kanto gym leaders. Embarking into that next day, we would first get to see Ash have his battle against Ilima, which, to fit the theme of the first battle they ever wanted to have, Ilima would choose his Eevee, whereas Ash would use his Pikachu, their partner Pokemon. But not only that, but this would be a battle between two of the most beloved Pokemon ever, the franchise mascots, and it's even a perfect excuse to advertise Pokemon Let's Go. Which, all of these reasons alone, is definitely something the anime wouldn't pass up. Nevertheless, the battle would be pretty even between these two characters. Ilima even decided to use Extreme Ever Boost at one point, if he somehow gets the evolutions to run into the league. And I'm sure it wouldn't count as cheating if so. But despite even having that boost, Ash and Pikachu would come out victorious after some cleverly crafted out plans. I was also thinking that maybe Ash and Pikachu could have used their exclusive Z move once it appears, as Eevee would be using it, but I feel like that may get saved for the semi-finals or finals only. But then again, maybe the whole meaning of using the exclusive Z move here could simply to re-establish that it's a thing, so we could expect it later on into the league as well. But whatever happens, Ash would still win this battle against Ilima, with Ilima then congratulating him on a job well done due to Ilima having this such friendly, loyal personality. And the episode would then come to an end with Kiyowe getting ready to have his battle against Brock. Commencing the 4th episode, I might as well firstly explain why I believe Kiyowe would be battling against Brock. And well, that is because I believe the anime would want to show us that Kiyowe and Turtonator have grown a lot stronger ever since their last battle against Brock and his Mega Steelix. This truly showing Kiyowe's development in an extraordinary way. Not only that though, but this episode is meant to mirror episode 43. The only difference being that Lana is the one battling against Misty this time around, and we actually get a third battle towards the end without the Kanto characters. So, yeah. As you can probably guess though, Kiyowe would indeed win against Brock here, and they would indeed use the same Pokemon as last time. Kiyowe actually finding a way to hit his Z move on Steelix this time around, unlike last time, this actually being how he wins the battle. Proceeding on with the league though, again we will get to see quick second glances of the side characters winning. But after that, we would then get to witness Lana versus Misty, in which Lana would actually decide to use her Eevee, simply because she would have used her Primarina quite a bit already, whereas Misty would use a Mega Gyarados or Corsola. Though if this episode is to truly be a successor to episode 43, then Gyarados is the most likely option. Though, regardless of it being a Mega, both of these trainers and their love for the sea would be pretty even in this battle. Lana even using Hydro Vortex with Eevee at one point, which I assume would be the first we ever see Eevee use a Z move from Lana as well. Eevee could even possibly evolve into Vaporeon during this battle. Though, as of right now, I am still holding on to my theory that Eevee will most likely not evolve in this series, as it's mostly there to be an Eevee with a hairstyle to promote Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. But regardless of whatever happens there, Eevee or Vaporeon, despite putting their best efforts in, will lose this battle. This of course making the successor to episode 43 be flipped around in a way as well. Brock losing, whereas Misty wins, which I think would definitely happen and be a pretty cool twist. After Lana loses, she wouldn't feel sad or disappointed whatsoever, but rather feel satisfied that she had such a fun battle with one of her best friends, which Misty is pleased to hear this and they engage in more lovely interactions. But to finish this episode off, we do have to witness one more battle, which is Lilie battling against her brother Gladion, which I bet many of you found to be weird. But the reason why I believe this will happen is because I believe the writers were foreshadowing this back in episode 105, where Lilie was going to have a battle with Gladion before Ash got in the way. The writers rather wanted to save this for their league, which yes, obviously Lilie will lose, she knew this before even entering the battle, but she will still have put her best efforts in, as she most importantly wants to have fun and understand her brother more, which I felt like would be such a sweet tone as well. In fact, this battle could hold so much emotional weight. The Pokemon Gladion would use against Lilie though would be his Umbreon, which yes, Ninetales, if it knows a fairy type move, would be super effective against Umbreon. However, I believe the anime at this moment in time would want to show us that type advantages don't always matter, and truly show us how powerful Gladion is and how hard of a time Ash will have in the battle against him. Plus, Gladion had this Umbreon ever since it was an Eevee and was still living with Lilie. So these trainers would both be using their first ever Pokemon, which definitely would be something I can see the anime doing and help with those themes I was explaining. To end off this episode though, Kukui would then announce to everybody that all the 16 remaining contestants have at least 3 Pokemon on hand. So, the league will now move into 3v3 battles, making things a bit tougher for those who prove they are already tough. The computer then revealing that Ash will be having a battle against Kiawe in the next round, something that's been built up ever since their first few episodes of this series, where the two established a friendly rivalry. Not only that, but if you paid attention to every battle they had, they've never had more than 2 minutes of screen time for their battles, so we were bound to get a full episode at some point, which as you can see, I believe this would be in the 5th episode of the league. If you paid attention to this video as well, Kiawe is the only remaining classmate still in the league, which I believe the anime will have done this to truly show that he's the strongest classmate out of them all, excluding Ash, and to show those that whose goal actually has something to do with becoming a stronger trainer are the ones who are actually making it far into this league. The second half of the league now catering to those characters and even fans watching who want to see Ash get far in the league and have non-stop action. The first half of this league needed to develop those characters who entered, which I feel like will have been done nicely. I mean, maybe not in the way I wanted. I wanted this league to mainly be about Ash and 3v3 battles for the first half of the episodes, whereas 6v6 battles would be in the second half. However, it just wasn't possible with so many characters to focus on within this league. And I do kinda like this league's new theme anyway. But, with that said, that concludes this 4th episode, and even this second part to my Alola League prediction series. You've got to wait for the more thrilling battles in part 3, which will be released tomorrow. Though if you're watching this in the future, you can just click on the iCard and end card to go to the next part. Regardless of whether you're in the present or future though, let me know in the comments down below what you think of these predictions so far, and any predictions you have for the first 4 rounds of this league. I'd love to hear. Additionally, if you did enjoy this video, then please be sure to consider leaving a like, a share, and if you're new here, a subscribe along with hitting that bell icon to stay in loop with all things Pokemon anime related. If you want to support this channel any further away, I also have a Patreon. Thank you for watching everybody, this is HackInsomniac, signing out. See you all in part 3.